Hello everyone and welcome back to JTianaGo. Today we are going to visit the Cathedral de Valencia in the city center of Valencia, Spain. There are two must-dos in this cathedral. One is the observatory and the other is the tour of the church. First, we are going to the observatory. I advise you to get there first thing to avoid long lines. There is no elevator to the observatory, so we had to climb these narrow steep stairs to get there. You have to be in very good shape for this. The trip up is exhausting, because it's basically straight up. I had to stop a few times and take breaks before continuing the climb. It turns out that the Cathedral de Valencia's observatory that we're climbing to is actually the cathedral's bell tower. The higher you go, the steeper these stairs are gonna get, and they will get narrower, where there is only room for one-way travel. The Cathedral de Valencia's bell tower is 207 steps, almost like climbing a ladder. Finally made it to the top. We can enjoy the view of the rest of Valencia before going down. Pedestrian traffic is only one way for these stairs. The red light means you can't go down because people are climbing up. My mom took a while to get up to the top because she wasn't in shape for this like me and my dad. This is a cool view of the Valencia city center. The old buildings are what gives the city its allure. When the light turns green, that means you can go down the stairs. The people going up have to wait. We can now enjoy this view for the last time before going back down. Gravity goes against us on the way up, but gives us a favor on the way down. However, you are still using your leg muscles to control your descent.
Here's a different perspective. Look, straight down. Keep going.
What is that?
There, I finally made it down to the bottom. It was a long, exhausting trip. And there's my mom, bringing up the rear. While we were waiting our turn to enter the church for tourism, we watched these people in wheelchairs practice for a soccer match. They actually had the game while we were in the Cathedral de Valencia. There was also a tour group from an MSC cruise ship here. This is what the insides look like. Here's a map of the insides and the locations to hear the facts about the Cathedral de Valencia. They also give you a keypad to listen to the different narrations that talk about the church. Most of Valencia's cathedral took 750 years to build. The first part to be finished was the ambulatory with its 8 radiating chapels and the almoina Romanesque gate. The architect of this cathedral is Pere Comte. He was a Catalan architect from Girona. He was one of the main Gothic architects of the Crown of Aragon of the period, and in particular in Valencia, where he directed the construction of numerous palaces. Pere Comte is considered a master of the Valencian Gothic art. In 1931, the church was declared a historic and artistic landmark by the Spanish government, but during the Spanish Civil War, it was burned, which meant that it lost part of its decorative elements. The choir, located in the central part, was dismantled in 1940 and moved to the bottom of the high altar. The musical organs, which had suffered major damage during the war, were never rebuilt. Also in 1970, the Houses of Canons, a building attached to the chapels facing Macaulay Street, were demolished to give the cathedral back its previous appearance, and at the same time, elements of little or no architectural value were removed. The task of removing the neoclassical elements in order to recover the original Gothic aspect was undertaken in 1972. The only neoclassical elements spared were most of the ambulatory chapels and some isolated elements such as the sculptures at the base of the dome. After several restorations, the cathedral is currently in a good state of preservation, especially after the exhibition of 1999, named The Images Light. It was once again declared a cultural landmark, this time by the regional Valencian government. This cathedral is known for having the cup where Jesus drank in the Last Supper for display. We will see that near the end of the video. This section is a little museum. It looks a little more modern than the other stuff we've seen. There are paintings as well as artifacts. This museum is about 3 stories. There are stairs and a lift you can take to access every floor. If you are a senior or if you're disabled, the lift is the good recommendation for this. Keep in mind that the Cathedral de Valencia's bell tower does not have a lift. This is what the cathedral looked like when it was first being constructed. Here's the cathedral with the tower, but they are both not connected yet. And here's what the cathedral looks like almost to what it looks like today. You can get a view of the pedestrian streets. The Holy Grail is the cup that Jesus drank from at the Last Supper. That was before he was crucified. The Holy Grail is also a treasure that serves as an important motif in Arthurian literature. Various traditions describe the Holy Grail as a cup, dish, or stone with miraculous healing powers sometimes. We are back to where we started. That means we came full circle, and that concludes our tour of the Cathedral de Valencia. Thanks for watching this video. Subscribe and follow on Instagram for more. This is JT on the Go signing off.